Hey everyone, my name is Chiel Busscher and this is Connecting Questions, where every week I ask a group of colleagues to think about and reflect on their work and experiences. This week I asked them how they balance spending enough creative energy in a session whilst also looking after yourself. To join the conversation, join us on the Soundcastle Community. How do you balance spending enough creative energy and looking after yourself within a session?
Well, I think generally I'm an extrovert guy and I get a lot of energy from people. So uh, I normally don't actually feel that I'm losing energy or wasting energy, let's call it, like when I'm using creativity in it. Of course, I'm talking about like an ideal group where the energy is bouncing back and we're creating things together. When the group is kind of not like that, then I feel quite drained and I find hard to have this bouncing situation of me giving my creative energy and getting back.
I think I've developed a practice which allows me to be really present in the sessions. So it's not about a lot of like deep planning of minute to minute what needs to happen, or having lots of material to like teach and get through, which I find puts a lot of pressure on a creative space to be working in a particular way. But by finding places where, even as part of the group, even if I'm facilitating and holding a musical process, I still turn up not knowing what's going to happen. And for me, that actually makes me feel much better and well, because I don't, it's like mindfulness or something. Maybe it's something connected with that, but it is about being present. And in those moments, you forget about everything else and anything else that's happening. And you are being there, doing that music, connecting with those people. And that, in a way, it stops it feeling, the feeling when you're like answering to lots of other things that are outside and you're trying to get things done and completed, and it takes that pressure off of it. It's not always possible to work like that in that perfectly balanced way because things get complicated. But I think there is something about having open creative spaces that allow you to turn up as you and everything that you are, equally to anyone else who's coming into that room. And that allows, it allows a really supportive atmosphere that makes it possible to not feel squashed or stressed by what's happening.
I guess the answer is when I have this exchange of creative energy about kind of in a balanced way, I don't feel the need of looking after myself much. Like I just get into it and let's do this, and when I finish I'm in a high. I think when that is unbalanced, then, and because I tend not to look after myself during it, I do finish the workshop very drained and with not much energy.
I'm probably terrible to ask that. I give so much, and I really am aware that I have to draw that in. I think I am just so passionate about what I do, and I do find that I wear myself out completely, maybe after a session, or especially if it's something like a whole day, or if you're in a primary school, or even just one-to-ones. I do a lot of one-to-one teaching at the moment online, and I love doing that. But I do really feel exhausted even just after that kind of work.
Yeah, so do you, when you have this group where it gets trickier, where you say the creative balance is slightly off, do you have any tactics or skills that you employ that you count on that to make it easier for yourself?
I think I just try everything I have in me, like, okay, let's try this now. Okay, let's try that now. Like, let's try this and you know, like, and ultimately it's like, okay, what do you need from me? You know, like I try to use all my repertoire of things, of activities, of games, or of any, you know, like all my repertoire of techniques. But then also I try to get information from the group to see how we can get that balance back, you know.
I think for me, it's then having downtime and rest time afterwards. I'm not sure in the session. I think I'll always just be me, and I'll just always be like feed off people's energies and just give too much and be a bit tired afterwards. So I think for me, it's then knowing that, okay, well, if I did that workshop on a Sunday, you know, on Monday, I probably need to have a lie-in, or I need to do something that's a bit softer. So I think it's just being aware of that and then compensating for that. I think as well as just having boundaries as well. So having, you know, knowing that I'm going to be focusing on this for a while, but then, you know, I'm going to have time away from that and work on something else, or I'm not going to respond to emails about that particular project for you know, a while, that I have a designated time to sort of do that. So it's kind of putting things in boxes a little bit and being able to deal with one kind of project or situation or workshop, and then being able to move on to the other one, so I don't feel overwhelmed by all of the different areas that I work in. Yeah.
I think for me, it is about taking breaks, and whether that's in the session or after the session. I think it's important to have a little bit of break. I think especially with like virtual sessions, doing everything like over Zoom, or it's easy to get lost in the virtual world. So I think I plan in breaks within my session for everyone to just have a look outside or out the window, just like just ground yourself and come back to the session again.
Nice. That's very nice. I like that. I should do that.
Can I just say, the more comfortable I feel, the more energy I feel like creatively I can contribute to a session. So try and make myself as comfortable as possible, and just relax and bounce off everyone else's energy too. I don't feel like I have to necessarily like go too much or like anything like that. Sometimes it's because, you know, you're in control of yourself, so you just gotta balance yourself. You know how much you can do personally. Like I know as well, like you just gotta go with it.